Okay. Hey y'all, I know it's been about 5 months since I've made a video, but I wanted to get back into them. I just did like a big move, so it's been a while since I've been actually able to do any videos. But I want to start back doing them specifically about me and a Lyft driver. Currently, like I live about an hour and a half from New Orleans. Um, and with that, like I've been able to, at least on the weekends, make somewhere around 1,000 to 1,200 a weekend. And so I know y'all saw that as like the caption of the video. The main thing like that I'm gonna like start out like talking about again is just how to like capitalize on the busiest times and like hours. But to be honest, like recently I've been having an issue with Lyft, like just like giving me enough ride requests. Like I do have a great like rating. I think it's like 4.9 or 5. Like the highest you can get is 5. And also I'm considered a platinum driver, which I think the highest ranking is like gold or something like that. But platinum is pretty good. So, but I've been having an issue with getting ride requests as consistently as I'm used to on the weekend. But anyway, I'll get into that in another video. But if you like live near like a larger city like New Orleans or Charlotte, North Carolina, or Los Angeles, you can kind of capitalize on that by like I said, just driving during the busiest times, which for most places is during the weekend. So like in New Orleans, like I live about 80 miles from there, which is worth it to drive there on a Friday and then either leave on Sunday or Monday. And usually I can make about $360 to $400 a day. But that's again like taking into account that's driving the full 12-hour shift, because with Lyft and I think Uber too, they only allow you to drive up to 12 hours before you have to take like a 3 to 6 hour break. So within that 12 hours a day, I can usually make about $400 a day, which would kind of round me up to 1,000 to 1,200 a weekend. But what you want to do is like you want to take into account like the full schedule. So like for instance, on a Saturday I'll try to drive from like 8 in the morning to 8 at night, but I might get done around like 9:30. Plus you have to factor in like restroom breaks, eating, like you're gonna have to eat or drink, and also like traffic, right? So like if they have, like in New Orleans, they have the Saints games, they have their parades, their second line parades, so you could be caught in the bumper to bumper traffic, which can kind of eat up your 12 hours. So you want to like think about that. Like if you're gonna drive the full 12-hour shift, do you want to break it up and do like 4 hours and then take a break, 4 hours, then take a break, and then do your last 4 hours? Or do you want to run it all the way through like I typically do? Like you kind of just have to decide, but that's going to ultimately determine how much you make in a weekend. And then too, like my biggest recommendation, if you're not getting the requests, like you can always message Lyft as a driver, because I think what a lot of people don't realize is that the drivers are in fact the backbone of Lyft and Uber and all the ride sharing companies, even DoorDash. Like without us, they wouldn't have a company. So you have to take that into account. Like you're driving your car, you're putting yourself at risk, driving different people around. So if you're not getting a request, you can always, I messaged them recently and I told them like, hey, I'm not getting as many requests, and I also want to recommend that drivers get, a higher percentage of whatever the passengers are paying y'all. Because for instance, like if a passenger pays like $25 for a ride, I might get $10 of that, or maybe half. So that's only like what, 40 to 50%, which it used to be less than that. But again, like, it's my car, I'm using my gas, it's, you know, my car insurance, all of these different things that you have to pay for that need to be covered in order for it to be worth it for you to drive. So they have like a weird algorithm with how they choose the drivers. Of course, it's based on your status as a driver, but there's also some other things like whether or not you have an iPhone or Android, if you're older or younger. Like it's these other things that play a factor too. But ultimately, like, if you tell them, like, and keep kind of like, you know, badgering them about not getting the requests, they should be giving you more requests, because that's, you know, what's going to make it worth it for you to drive. So that's just my little tidbit. I'll upload more videos, but I just kind of wanted to do like an intro video, because like I said, I know it's been 5 months. So I look forward to you know, letting y'all know more about my journey and what it's like to drive to New Orleans every weekend. But I appreciate y'all watching the video. I'll see y'all later.